Hi everybody, it's Kate. Today I'm talking about another movie. That movie is Monte Carlo. So let's get straight into it. Our main character is Grace, who is played by Selena Gomez. She just graduated high school and she's been saving up money for 4 years to go to Paris with her best friend Emma. And they're like getting ready to go, and then it's like right before her trip, her parents are like saying goodbye to her and her best friend, her mom and her stepdad. Her stepdad just is like, hey, by the way, your stepsister, who you do not like and do not get along with because the parents had like recently gotten married, is coming with you and we're paying. And the stepsister named Meg does not want this, and neither does Grace or Emma. So it's like, why did you do this?
Kick this new sister thing into high gear.
Meg is going to Paris too.
I would be so angry. Like, if I had a trip planned for 4 years with, like, one person, and then someone else was like, oh, by the way, this girl that you don't like is also coming along. I'd be like, no, excuse me, no, that is not happening. But they're just like, come on, don't get mad. Like, we just want you to have a good time, and this is the best way to do it. It's like, you could just have not invited her. And also, she doesn't even want to go. The three of them decide, okay, whatever, we're gonna make this work. So they have, like, this, like, booking already done, like a couple day trip, and it shows them Paris like really fast, like a crappy tourist company. And right before they're about to leave, Emma's boyfriend named Owen proposes to her without a ring and is like, babe, I love you, we should totally get married, like I don't want you to go. And he's basically being like, I don't want you to go to Paris, so marry me instead.
Marry me.
Do you think you'd be asking me to marry you tonight if I wasn't headed off to the city of love tomorrow?
Have yourself a real nice trip.
Owen?
She's been saving for this trip for years. I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, excuse me, this is a girl's trip with my best friend since she graduated high school. You are not ruining this for me. And it's like clear that's the only reason why he proposes. And then she's like, I think we're kind of broken up. Like they kind of break up, but like not in like a super official way, but like enough to be like, okay, they're kind of done. Three of them go to Paris. Their trip is bad so far. So like the tour company books everything for them, and it's like shitty hotels. You get like 2 minutes in the Louvre. Whenever they go to the Eiffel Tower, Grace's like one thing was like that she wanted to climb the Eiffel Tower. So they get to the top, and then they realize they left them. The tour company left them. Which is crazy because earlier on, the person doing the tour was like, you three need to catch up, blah, 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 blah. So it's like they clearly know the amount of people. This is unrealistic. At least for this tour company. And then it starts raining. They find like the only place open, which is like this like super fancy hotel. The three of them go into the hotel. They try to dry off. And then like while they're in the bathroom, Grace is like in the bathroom of it. And then another girl who looks exactly like her walks in. And the two other girls are like, this looks exactly like her. So they leave the bathroom. And then the guy who's like running the hotel, like the front desk guy, is like, hey, your room is ready. And she's like, hello, thank you for the hotel. In a much better British accent than that.
I shall take it in my room.
The three of them go up to like the nicest freaking suite of the hotel. And it's like the biggest thing ever. And they get like a huge lobster and all these things. And it's like, whoa, mama, this is crazy. Even crazier is the three of them fly to Monte Carlo with all of Cordelia, who is the lady that Grace is pretending to be, all of her stuff. They literally go to Monaco, which is crazy, and then they meet this man named Theo, who is one of our main love interests. Each girl gets a love interest, so just like, hold on. So this is Grace's. I'm gonna just call her Grace through the whole time, even though she's pretending to be Cordelia when she's here, because Cordelia does come in later. Yeah. So Theo is like, he's like a philanthropist who's helping host a charity ball, which they're going to be selling they're going to be donating this super expensive necklace that Cordelia has. And like, it's just like on her with no security, which is crazy. It's just in a box. So she wears it to like a pre-ball. So Theo hates Cordelia. Like that's kind of like it's like a known thing because he's like a philanthropist and he's trying to like help people, and she's just like a rich, spoiled asshole, which she is, but not Grace. So then like Grace is trying to like warm him up and try to be like nice because she's like into him. And while this is happening, some other rich socialite meets with Emma, and then they start dancing and they start hanging out. During the ball, she meets Cordelia's aunt named Alicia, who is very suspicious of her immediately, but is like, okay, cool, it's good to see you again. And like the ball happens, and then later on, Meg meets this Australian guy who like kind of just travels around. Like, they met in Paris, and then he's here in Monte Carlo as well. They meet at beach, and they're like, oh my gosh, hey. And he's like, are you following me? And she's like, no, we're just here. And she's like incredibly like awkward, stiff. It's funny because she's like, no, we're not. Like, it's like, girl, he's kidding. He's kidding.
You're not following me, are you?
Following? No. No, I don't.
So like, if like they kind of just become, kind of just becomes Cordelia and like does the things that Cordelia is like signed up to do, and one of those is a polo match, which I thought this was like gonna be water polo, but it's on horses. So she plays with Theo because they're like, she's like her Cordelia is really good at it. Grace is not. She runs like the other direction and all these things, and and then like after the game, she's like bringing her horse back to the stable, and Alicia had called Cordelia because she was like, this doesn't seem like Cordelia because she's freaking sucking at this game. And then Cordelia answers the phone and is like, hello, who is this? Hello? Hello? So she hangs up and she's like, oh my gosh, this is not freaking Cordelia.
Hello? Hello?
Alicia confronts Grace and is like, who are you? Like, you are not my niece. Who are you? And then she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I am, like, you're crazy. And she like tests her on like a horse and stuff, and then she gets it wrong. So then she's like, who are you? Like, and then she's like, okay, listen, I'm not Cordelia. And she was like about to explain, but then Alicia's like, oh my gosh, she paid you and hired you so she didn't have to go to the charity ball. Which is crazy that that's like in character for her. She's like a horrible person, Cordelia. The real Cordelia is a bad person. And it's so funny because she was just like, okay, well, don't tell anyone about this, it's fine. I'd be concerned. I'd call my niece and be like, hey girl, did you hire someone like to pretend to be you? Because if not, there's someone pretending to be you. And then she gets back to the stables and she's like, oh, that was a close one. And she's grooming her horse, and then Theo comes in and is like, why are you like doing this? You don't do this. And then like he's kind of being like, okay, maybe she's not like as stuck up as I originally thought she was. Cause like they knew each other previously, but they probably were not like close by any means. They start like hanging out a lot, and then like they go like see fireworks. So there are like fireworks that are happening. They're just like enjoying the evening together. And while this is happening, Meg and Riley are going to like explore the city. And while like she's about to leave with Riley, she sees that Emma, his like super disciplined, is going on a date with that like other rich guy, and she's wearing the necklace. They find out this necklace is like millions of dollars. So she's like, girl, you are not wearing this. And she's like, okay, fine. So she takes it off, and Meg takes it and puts it in Riley's bag. Remember that. It's actually not that important. I'm being so dramatic. On the date with the rich guy, Emma realizes that he's just like an asshole because she's like a waiter, right? That's what she does back at home. She's like, she works at a diner. Everyone is super rude to the wait staff and is just like being like, oh, they're lesser than because they're wait staff. And she's like, excuse me, it's a person, they're people, and they deserve respect. She leaves. She's like, this guy sucks. I don't want to be around him. And it's like crazy where it's like, girl, I'm sorry, but you should have expected that. This is a guy at a freaking ball, like a rich person socialite ball, and you're having a party on a yacht. You expect him to be kind.
There are people for that.
I know.
Oh, and by the way, Owen, who is Emma's boyfriend, aka maybe fiance, flies to Paris because he realizes it's the city of love. He thought it was the city of lights. And so he thought it was the city of lights, and she's like, no, it's the city of love. And he's like, no, it's the city of lights. They don't know that it's both. So when he realizes that it's also the city of love, he's like, I gotta get my girl. So he flies to Paris, which is insane behavior. Sees that the three of the girls are on the cover of a magazine being like, oh, this girl, like, Cordelia stunned a new picture with her friends or whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna find her. So he goes to the hotel because it says like where they're at. 3 girls get back to the hotel. Then Cordelia comes to the hotel because she sees the picture of the 3 of them. She's like, that's not me, but it looks like me. So she goes to the hotel and she sees that the necklace is missing because the 3 girls had like hidden. So like they were pretending that they were never there. And the 3 girls are on their way to try to get to this train station to meet Riley because Riley was like, oh yeah, I'm here in Monte Carlo until tomorrow at noon, and then I'm leaving. And he's going to like some other place because he like travels Europe or travels the world. They try to get to the train station. The train is gone. The train is gone. They're like, oh my gosh, he has a million dollar necklace. And he just has it in his backpack. So then the three of them go back to the hotel because they're like, we don't know what to do. They see that Riley's at the hotel, and then Meg is like, what are you doing here? He's like, you left the necklace. I couldn't just take this with me. So they take it. They go up to their room and they see Cordelia, and it's like, hey, we found the necklace. Can we explain? And then she's like freaking out. She's like, you guys are going to jail. Like, you guys are awful. And she's like yelling. And then while this happens, the police come to the door and open it because it's like a hotel, so they have a key. And they had quickly taken Cordelia and tied her up in a back room and stuck an apple in her mouth to make her quiet. Girl, eat the rich, but like too far. So Grace pretends to be Cordelia again. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I lost the necklace and I found it again. I'm sorry for calling you. And then Theo is also here, and oh my gosh, I forgot to mention, Theo was saying hi to Cordelia, like the real Cordelia, earlier whenever she first got to the hotel. He kissed her because he's like super into her. She smacks him. So Grace doesn't know why Theo's upset at her, because she's like, I didn't do anything. But in his mind, it's like, so you were super into me, and then the next day you slapped me across the face. So crazy. And so they go to the ball. Her and Meg go to the ball because Emma is watching the real Cordelia tied up. So the two of them are going down to the ball, and they see that both Riley and Owen are now in the hotel lobby. Owen is like, where's Emma? And she's like, she's upstairs, but don't talk to her right now. Like, you don't want to go up there. And so he's like, I'm gonna go see her. So he goes up, he knocks on the door, and she like goes to see, and she's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? And he's like, can I come in? She's like, no, because there's a girl tied up. And then she sees that she sees that Cordelia snuck out another door and is just leaving. So she's like, get that girl. Her and Owen are fine now. The auction, Grace is about to tell everyone, she's like, I actually need to say something before we sell the necklace. This necklace isn't mine. And then Cordelia comes from back and is like, you're right, it's mine. The drama.
This necklace isn't mine. No, it's mine.
So then, like, they're arguing. She's like, arrest her. She pretended to be me. And then the aunt, who is like, I'll buy it for £6 million. It doesn't matter who she is. She procured the necklace. She procured the necklace. The police officer is like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. And she's like, she pretended to be me. And it's like, we don't know that. And it's like, we kind of do. I would be so angry. I'd be like, this person pretended to be me and kidnapped me. And the police officer is like, well, you're here now, so you weren't kidnapped. And then after the auction, they're all like gonna go home. Meg decides that she's gonna go with Riley Globe Trotting. She's gonna travel the world with him, which it's like, girl, you don't even know this person. He is going to murder you. Owen and Emma get married and they move back where they lived. Grace moves to Romania to volunteer at a school that happens to be run by Theo's family, because it's like one of those like philanthropist schools where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna donate like a school and stuff, which is, I don't know why I said it like in an annoyed tone. I didn't mean that. That's horrible. Yeah, like when they like make schools for people, blah. But as she's volunteering there, he comes and is like, what are you doing here? And she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I work here. I own this freaking thing and I work here now. She's like, oh yeah, I volunteer here. Like, it just shows her like painting something and filing papers. So I'm assuming she's gonna be like a teacher or like an administrator. They reconnect and she's like, hi, we've never like officially met. My name is Grace. And he's like, I'm Theo. And it's like, bitch, we know. You don't have to reintroduce yourself.
I don't think that we've properly met. I'm Grace Bennett.
Theo Marchand.
That's kind of how it ends. I love this movie. I'll be so real. I was hooked from the first second to the very last. I was like, this is so good. It was so fun, and like, I'll be honest, the cinematography ate with this one. It was so nice to look at. Like, I think just because like Monte Carlo and France, or I guess more specifically Paris, are beautiful, so it's not hard to make something look nice. But I was like, this is so pretty. This is like Gorgina Mamina, so pretty. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. Like, truly, I was like, this is so fun. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, or else someone is going to take over your life, and then they're not going to have any repercussions for it. Yeah. Okay. Bye.